Hey, you! You're watching a highlight from the DynamiteGizmo podcast. This is not the full episode. It is just a clip. But if you want to watch the full episode, make sure to click right here. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it right now. There's something else that we need to talk about, and it's an important factor to consider whenever Justin Gaethje fights. Or Oliveira. Okay? When Oliveira fights again, we might talk about this again, but Justin Gaethje's fighting right now, so we need to talk about this, okay? So let's go back a bit. In May of 2020, Khabib Nurmagomedov was the lightweight champion. He held the belt. But it was 2020, and there were COVID restrictions, which meant Khabib Nurmagomedov could not leave Russia due to those restrictions. He was not allowed to leave. All right? So because of that, they had to put the belt up. They had to strip Khabib of the belt because he couldn't defend it. So he had to vacate the belt, and they put it up for an interim title. Okay? Which then Justin Gaethje fought Tony Ferguson for, and he won, making Justin Gaethje the interim champ. Once the COVID restrictions loosened, Khabib then came back to America. He fought Justin Gaethje to unify the belt, and Justin Gaethje lost. And as you may or may not remember, that was Khabib's last fight, and he retired immediately after winning that title because, he just lost his father and he didn't want to continue without his father, okay? Which meant the belt was now vacant again. Okay, so that allowed Charles Oliveira to fight Michael Chandler for the vacant title, and Oliveira won. All right? So that meant now Justin Gaethje could have another shot at the title against Oliveira. So Justin Gaethje came in to fight Oliveira, but here's what happened. During the weigh-ins, Charles Oliveira came in 0.5 pounds overweight, which meant they could still fight, but he was no longer allowed to win the title. Okay? So the UFC stripped Oliveira immediately of his title because he did not make weight at the final weigh-ins. So before the fight even started, the UFC stripped Oliveira of the title, and they ruled, they said that you guys are still going to fight. If Oliveira wins, the belt is just going to go back to being a vacant title. But if Gaethje wins, then that means Justin Gaethje will be the lightweight champ. Okay, so they fought, and Oliveira did win, so that meant the UFC lightweight belt went back to being vacant. Okay? And then eventually Islam came in and he took it. All right? So there's been this whole mess of the belt being there, and then it had to be vacated, and then they came into, so between Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, they've had it and they lost it. They had it, they lost it. So it's a crazy. The lightweight is stacked, and it's a mess of all this shit that's going on. But anyway, since then, Justin Gaethje had his first match against Rafael Fiziev and won. Okay, and then he went on and fought Dustin Poirier for the BMF title, and he won that. That's when he won the BMF title, which then leads us to him fighting at UFC 300, where he got KO'd by Max Holloway. And then since then, he hasn't fought. So now we're caught right up to where we are right now.
Tap here to watch the full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast.